Guys, I'm so apologetic right now. I missed 2 weeks of SAS. I'm so sorry, guys. Will you forgive me?
Let me do some research real quick. Now restate your question again.
Will you forgive me?
Okay, so you want us to forgive you because it's been 2 weeks now. And actually, quite frankly, this week would have been, let me think, SAS number 7. And you want us to forgive you. Okay. What? What were you doing that was so important?
No? You won't forgive me? So I make videos for you guys. Edit the videos nice and crispy and clean for y'all. And you're not gonna forgive me for just missing 2 weeks? Give me your neck. A lot of people ask me, what is a SAS? What is that? What is that? Even though there's 4 videos, self-explanatory of what SAS is. Also, there's a whole playlist. Also, if you want to see my soundtrack of the noises that I put in the videos, the songs, it's a whole playlist. I'm not done it. So you can check out the first 4 songs I put in there. Check out the first 4 SAS videos I did. And it's honestly just self-explanatory. But for those who are, you know, a little special, just a tad bit special. SAS is a short meaning for Scary Ass Saturday, in which the smallest but strongest tiny tribe on YouTube react to only scary animations sent by you guys via Twitter or Instagram. It doesn't matter. The first animation for today is called Ellen Scare Prank on Betty White Gone Wrong. Betty White just had a birthday January 17th, you know, the same day as my brother's birthday, but we're not gonna get into all that. And it's made by our favorite friend, the childhood destroyer, Meat Canyon.
Welcome back. I'm sitting here today with Betty White, and she's here to talk about her new movie. So, Betty, if you would, tell us a little bit about the role.
What's your
Well,
role?
it's definitely something that I've been wanting to do. Betty, we had to do it. We had to do it. Oh, Betty, heart attack. Yeah. My heart's giving out.
What? The next animation is called Don't Stop for Gas at Night. Thank you, man. You didn't have to tell me that. Tell the white people who trip over absolutely nothing. And it's made by Kayla Art. New person that we're reacting to. Y'all keep sending me these new animators. Let's see how good they are.
Back in the summer of 2016, I got my first job at 18 years old. I was excited about the work, but not about the commute. Without traffic, it was a 30-minute drive both ways. And I normally got off work around midnight, and the last thing I wanted to do was drive a half hour to get home. During the first few weeks, I was still getting used to my new routine, and one of the first things my mother told me was to keep an eye on my gas tank, and if I ever needed more, I should leave early and stop on the way, but never on my way back. I understood her concern. I was a petite 18-year-old female, and I looked even younger. But being who I was, I half forgot, half ignored that advice. And one night on my way home, I realized I legitimately didn't have enough gas in the tank to get me to my exit.
Oh well, but
I
keep
pulled
it
into the
pushing,
first
keep it
station I could
pushing.
find, not caring about the brand or the cost of the gas. I decided to make it as...
Not only were you caring about the brand or the cost, you were not caring about your life, big fella.
...as possible, and only put in about $10 worth, just to get myself out of there.
$10?
I swiped my card and began pumping gas. and once it got to the $10 mark, I shut it off and printed out my receipt. Thinking the worst was behind me, I was about to climb back into my car and book it home, when a voice came from the tiny intercom above the pump. "Ma'am, there was a problem with your credit card payment." I paused and glanced at the guy at the counter and felt a chill spiral down my neck.
What are you talking about?
He was one of those tall, gaunt, sketchy-looking clerks, and was staring right out the window at me, beckoning me to come inside.
What are you supposed to do?
I stepped back towards the gas pump and pressed the button on the intercom. "What's wrong with my card? I have a receipt.
That's what I'm saying.
Just fine.
I got Visa."
I didn't try to hide the annoyance in my voice. I didn't like the look of this guy, or the way he sounded. "I just need you to come inside, ma'am. Your receipt is incorrect. I'm going to need to run your card in here," he replied, a bit too quickly. I looked back at the guy through the window in frustration. There was no way I was going in there, where I would be alone with him. He was staring at me wide-eyed, like some kind of creep. I stood my ground, pulled out my phone, and checked my credit card app. I held it up stupidly as if he could see it from there, and I pressed the intercom button again. It went through. I see it on my statement.
He's trying to get some of your goodie bags. Don't.
"Ma'am, if you attempt to leave, I'll call the police. I have your tag number. Please come inside." I then shouted at him.
"So you a snitch now? You snitching?"
Instead of pressing the intercom. "Over $10 of gas, you're gonna call the cops?"
Yup.
"Fuck you.
Oh.
I'm leaving."
And
I walked a few steps around my car and gave him the finger.
And
I was just about to walk back around my car and climb into the driver's seat when I paused. It was mouthing something to me through the window.
What you?
I would have ignored it.
What's wrong
but
with
he
you?
suddenly looked much more desperate than creepy. He kept beckoning me forward and
What?
calling out something that I couldn't hear through the window.
Go to him.
He must have made a weird look.
But have your hands up.
Just 5 seconds later, he slammed a piece of paper on the window where he had hastily written, "Guy in your car."
Hey. I didn't think we still had to go over this. Did not think we still had to go over this. Where's my sock? I'm gonna go see if I can find my sock. Okay, I can't find it. But the point is, get the sock with a whole bunch of heavy stuff in it and carry it with you, big fella. You doing the wrong thing. Hey, you stupid. Child, you're dumb. You're done. If you die, you're dumb. Also, before they show the scary guy that's in the car, because you can just make animations twisted however you want to. Everybody, disclaimer, close your eyes. Oh, please don't be creepy. Oh, they're about to show the man. Please don't be creepy. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's so creepy. What is that?
I booked it inside the station.
That's why he was telling us to come inside.
The clerk locked the door and told me to get down. He had his eyes on my car and had a gun in his hand.
Woo!
I squatted down behind the counter and watched the security cameras as a tall guy in sweatpants and a windbreaker nudged my back door open, slid out quickly, and jogged away into the night. I started freaking out. Turns out the clerk had noticed the guy hanging around the side of the building on the monitors. And as soon as I pulled in, he made a beeline for my car. He crouched down and opened the door, and slid himself inside as I was swiping my card, being careful not to close the door all the way behind him, so that I wouldn't hear anything. The clerk had noticed all of this on the camera, and immediately called the cops, who arrived a few minutes later.
Okay.
They searched the area and my car, but were not able to locate the guy, or anything that would lead back to him.
What is he, a spy?
The gas station clerk probably saved my life, because
yes,
who knows what would have happened if I had driven off with that stranger in the back seat. I think the lesson here is obvious. It's not enough to be cautious. You have to stay alert as well. Be suspicious but not stupid. And always listen to your mom.
Let's give a nice, gentle applause for the clerk. Come on. Nice. I said gentle. And would you... Oh, and for those of you who didn't clap, what you think? You're not going to clap? Clap right now. And while you at the clapping, hit the like button. Let's redo this. Let's give a hand clap. A gentle hand clap for the store clerk. You still give me a nap. Okay, so the last one, maybe depending on how short this video is, the last one is called The Diner. And it's made by Nightmare Tales. Oh, y'all sending me some good new people that we haven't reacted to yet. Okay. Nightmare Tales. The Diner. Oh, did I say dinner the first time? I think I said. Black Steel
On a cold,
Diner.
dark night, around.
Hell, If y'all have headphones on full volume like I do, his voice gives you the chill. My man's almost a pro. Let me see if my voice goes down that deep. On a cold, dark night.
2 in the morning, a young man and his father sat in a remote 24-hour diner waiting to be served.
Okay.
The older man, who was sadly, slowly going senile, had insisted on going out for some soup. Not having the energy to argue, the son took him out, for at least this way his father would be happy, and then he could get some peace and quiet. The waiter walked over, welcomed them to the diner, and then asked if they were ready to order, to which they replied they were.
Yes,
The waiter recommended
Sir.
for them to try the burgers.
What?
Best in the West, he said, with a smile that made their skin crawl. They declined and proceeded to order what they came for.
Good
The
job.
old
We
man
got
ordered
some smart
tomato
people
soup,
today.
and the son a coffee. When the waiter walked away, the son asked his father if he had thought the waiter looked familiar. Not surprisingly, the father said he had never seen him before. But why? He asked. The son proceeded to tell him that he thought he looked a lot like a man he saw on the news that was wanted for murder in another state, but he could easily be mistaken. This made the father quite uncomfortable, so he told his son to shut up and change the subject.
Please.
Instead, the son then got up, told his father he was going to the bathroom and would be back in a minute.
Oh, wrong
The father
decision,
waited
Bucko.
and waited. Almost 15 minutes had passed, and his son hadn't returned. He also
did.
hadn't seen the waiter again.
He did.
Where was his son? And where
Dead.
was his soup? Just as he finished asking
Not
himself
here.
this, the waiter appeared with the soup. Well, you
not
took your
soup,
time
that's
with
blood.
that, the old man said. I'm sorry, sir, said the waiter. We had some issues in the kitchen. Where's my son? The old man asked the waiter. Oh, I'm sure he's not far. I have a feeling you'll be seeing him really soon. And with this, he placed the bowl down on the table with a smile that would have given anyone the creeps. The old man turned to his soup and then dipped his spoon in to take his first mouthful. As he lifted the spoon, something else came with it. Some glasses. What the hell? He thought to himself. A horrible chill ran through his body when he realized whose glasses they were.
Get out of there, big fella.
His son's. The old man
You
looked across
came.
at the waiter and was overcome with rage when he saw the waiter's sickly grin staring back at him.
What
He
you gonna
grabbed
do?
a
What, you
knife,
about 85?
leapt out of his seat, and stabbed the waiter in the chest. The blade went straight through his heart, and while bleeding profusely all over the floor,
Whole man
he
got
died.
moves.
right at this moment, the son appeared from the kitchen and screamed at his father, "No! What have you done? It was a prank! We were playing a prank!" The old man couldn't believe what he was hearing. A prank? But he's a... Oh my God, he thought to himself as the reality quickly set in. I've killed him. The father and son had to act quickly. They grabbed the body and decided to stash it in the cool room to buy them some time. They would then clean the floor and disappear as if they had never been there. Perfect,
job.
they thought. There were no witnesses and no one to stop them. Well, that's what they thought, until they slid back the door to the cool room and were greeted by a sight so shocking it made both of them wish they were dead. They had disturbed the waiter's brother, hard at work, making meat for burgers. The best in the West, apparently. Not that they would ever know.
Anyways, that concludes our SAS for this week. Hope you guys enjoyed, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go edit this video and subscribe. You already know, push buttons. Hell, figure out something.